Welcome everyone. I'm here with two lovely ladies as you see, Carol Griffith and Miss Jackie Walker. Welcome to you both. Miss Walker, you've been on several times with us. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
I always enjoy doing it. Y'all make this very pleasant and easy.
Well, you do so much for our community. You have for years. You involved in real pillars of our community, involved in so much to help us grow our small community into what it is today. And you know, we just thank you, but you have a real passion for a Christian Women's Club or for a Christian Women's Connection now. And you've been involved with, gosh, 10, 12 years or more? How many years have you been involved?
I have lost count on that. I'm not sure.
There are a lot of speakers that you all have brought in over the years.
We have.
And we love coming out and covering that. You know, we've had a lot. You mentioned earlier, we were just chatting a little bit earlier that Truett Cathy was one of the speakers.
That's true. That was
and another man that's well known that you know even better than anyone else,
that's
Andy
right.
Stanley.
Yeah, Andy was here a couple of years ago. We enjoyed having him. I think
that's so exciting. It just brings a real buzz to the community. So tell us about what the Christian Women's Connection is all about.
Well, we're a group of ladies who meet once a month. We meet at the country club for a nice lunch, and while we're there we have a Christian speaker. The speakers come in from various places around. We have had some from Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, but they are approved speakers with a message. And at the meeting we also have something that's a local interest type thing we call our special feature. And that can be anything from a new business that's come to Dublin, anything that we've just, whoever on that committee finds something that they feel like would be of interest to the ladies other than a Christian interest.
And Jake, from what I hear, if a lady moves into the community, you all reach out to them.
We try. We don't find everybody. We don't always get, but we do. Like neighbors, you know, when you have a new neighbor, we usually try to see if they have any kind of interest in coming. I've had some that did and some that did not.
Of course.
Always, but it's a good event. We have a good time. We have some ladies. We've had some ladies from Hawkinsville who've been very active with our group. They don't have a group there, and they love to come to Dublin. They like Dublin, which who wouldn't? We love it here.
Very well said. Carol, how did you become involved?
Well, we've just recently moved to Dublin. My husband was born and raised here, and this is my third time to move to Dublin, so we love Dublin too.
You keep coming back.
And we keep coming back, and Shirley Miller was at one of these times was my neighbor when I lived here. And when we moved, within the first week, Shirley said, "You've got to come to Christian Women's Club." So I went, and then I went to a planning meeting, and they were talking about this event we're having February 17th, and I said, well, I know who we need to get to come and speak. And so we have been working on that, and we're real excited about this meeting, and we just want to make sure everyone knows, because not only are women invited, but their husbands and men. We're hoping some high school kids will come, but we have a very special speaker coming this time.
So, as you said, it's a monthly meeting of ladies, and you have lunch and share things and Christian sisterhood, so to speak. And then once a year you have this.
This is our guest night, right. Once a year we have our guest night where we invite our husbands, our neighbors, you know, people who don't have the time or the interest to get there every month, but would come for a special night.
Well, we have a very special speaker, so you came up with the speaker.
Yes, yes, I did.
Tell us how that came about.
His mother's a good friend of mine, and she sold us our home. And in catching up on information, we found out that her son, Terry Evans, who is a professional ball player from Dublin, is also the chaplain for the Atlanta Braves. And so when I had heard Truett Cathy came and Andy had come, I said, well, when did Terry Evans come? She said, well, we haven't had Terry Evans. And I said, well, I think Terry Evans would be great. So It is right before spring training. So I called his mom. She said, well, I don't know. Spring training will be real close to that. We'll see. And we were able to make the date happen. And actually, both clubs in Dublin, there are 2 Christian women's clubs in Dublin, and both clubs are going to be meeting on this evening to hear him speak and to see a local boy come home and show us all of his successes and his ministry and his...
What a great idea.
I know.
What a great idea you have.
I'm just so excited.
We just love having Carol part of us. We really think she is just, the Lord sent her to Dublin for us.
Well, it was just a good time, and this group has helped me to see. You know, sometimes we see ministries with the homeless and with the destitute and single mothers, and this group is about witnessing to all women. And sometimes we forget to witness to all women. And the idea that this young man from Dublin is working as a minister as a professional athlete, is working with other professional athletes. It just gives me chills to think of what he does.
How wonderful.
It's
an opportunity
it's real
to
cool.
share on a larger stage.
Absolutely.
And, you know, going to school here, going to Trinity Christian School for years.
Right.
And, you know, going on and really learning about life, and then going into a ministry, a real ministry to those professional athletes. But Jackie, right here at home, you all have shared so many times with young ladies, with people who need to hear the gospel, who need to hear the ministry in such, from what I've heard, ladies and gentlemen, such a compassionate, real way, unjudging and natural way, as we should, but oftentimes don't do, as you were just sharing. We don't reach out there. Thank you for what y'all do in that vein.
Well, I do feel like, with the Christian Women's Connection, we have the lunch time meeting, and then we have the after 5 group that meets, and we meet the same day, have the same speaker. The speaker comes to town, and she'll speak at both of the events, and our special feature that we have at each meeting, we might have different ones for the morning and the night group because we have different type interest, that kind of thing. So we do try to have something that's interesting to the ladies that are going to be there. And the country club has a really nice meal for us and a nice atmosphere, and it's just a nice time to just dress up a little bit. Maybe we don't have to dress up much, but you know, a little more than what we do when we run to the grocery store.
Sure.
And go to the country club for a nice event.
And so how does one get involved if there's a lady out there, or if someone would like to maybe get a friend together and get in touch with you?
Well, we have an article in the newspaper that has a telephone number in it. But they can call me, and I'd be glad to sign them up. Shirley Miller is involved. A lot of people know Shirley. And we have a telephone committee that if somebody's interested in being called each month, they'll get a call. A reminder.
All right.
But we do try to have it in the paper, the newspaper.
Now, this being a special event, though, we are doing tickets because we want to make sure we have room for everybody. So there are tickets to be purchased for this particular event that are $22 per person. And on the ticket, you can actually even put who you would like to be sitting with at the table that night. But the country club is kind of nervous with us these days because sometimes there's a big group and we just don't ever know from 1 minute to the next. And since it's a big dinner and 2 clubs, we are selling tickets just for a head count. So they do need to try to secure a ticket.
The tickets can be bought at the Olive Branch.
Wonderful.
Or at Self Storage Warehouse. Little
On
House Self Storage on Marion Street.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll have some.
Okay.
Yep.
You drop by either of those locations and call one of the phone numbers. Now, if you
Right.
want to get involved with this, be a wonderful speaker, you bring the entire family, because I'm sure this is going to be a wonderful message. We look forward to being there as well.
Yep.
Tell me about how you find being involved with such a wonderful group.
I don't know. I enjoy being with people because it comes from other denominations. Now, I grew up Baptist and now I'm a Methodist, and I like getting together with all Christian women, and we have groups from all African Baptist missions, the Episcopal Church, Catholic Church, Lutheran, Presbyterian, and this gives us an opportunity to get together as, you know, sisters of Christ, not by just denomination. That means a lot to me.
That's one of the things I love about it, too.
And the starting of this group was for wives of men in the military. And that's how it first got going. And some of the money that we collect actually helps a little bit with that mission.
And that is called Stonecroft. And we are supposed to say that. This is a Stonecroft ministry. It has it's worldwide, and it's I don't know the dates anymore. I used to know that, I think.
Yeah.
But it's been going. Stonecroft Ministries has been going on a long time. It was started years ago, and I think it has reached out to military, to all different groups.
All branches of the
All
military.
branches.
Right. It was started on their base with the women who lived on base as their husbands were deployed, and so as they moved around from place to place, that was one constant thing for them. And but now, last year, over 7,000 women through this ministry were led to Christ. And all the groups are just like this group here. It's just an average group of women who want to get together and do things to help these women grow in Christ.
Amen.
So,
How wonderful.
yep.
Once again, Jackie, thank you so much for what you do.
Well, thank you for having us
Really.
here. We really
Yes.
appreciate it. We really love having our TV station.
Yep.
I love it. I cut it on. That's what if I turn on the TV, I go to TV 35 first, Channel 10,
Okay.
to
Yep.
see what you're doing.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's things that I don't stay with because I'm not really
You're not
interested.
supposed to say that on the air, Jackie.
Well,
But most of the
understand.
time, yeah. But
It's of interest.
But yeah, most of the time it is something to see. Now the hunting, and I do think they're cute guys that do it. I mean, they are
Okay.
sweet, cute guys that I've known a long time. But I forgot the name
It's
of that.
not your cup of tea.
But it's really not my cup of tea. I don't stay a long time with
can
that. I
understand.
don't stay a long time with that.
Yeah.
But I really do. I like to always check out Channel 10.
Thank you.
well, and we're really hoping to pack the house. I think any of his classmates would love to come and hear him and see him. People who have followed him as an athlete. I just think we're really hoping for a big crowd. So,
All right.
And yeah, and
And-
I want us to have his mom is with us today.
Yes, yes.
We don't often have the mother of our speaker, so we really do want her to join us in a little while. And
Yep. Well, she is.
So-
We're going to take a short break and be right back with that, so stay tuned.
Here at Dublin Ford Lincoln, our team is celebrating the new year by thanking all our friends for making 2016 the best year ever. And that's all because of you. I'm so grateful for your support that my New Year's resolution is to give you a bigger selection, amazing service, and even better deals on America's #1 selling brand. Built Ford Tough isn't just a slogan, it's a state of mind. And we're strong in our commitment to serve Dublin and the surrounding areas for years to come. Others call you customers, we call you friends. That's Dublin Ford Lincoln.
Hello, I'm Darren Keene with Clements & Keene Insurance. Much has been said about health care and health insurance in the last few years. The Affordable Care Act has changed the way we do business with health insurance. If your health insurance is changing this year, maybe your plan is discontinuing, or maybe your carrier is dropping you. If so, please give us a call. We have all the available options to help you find the best plan for you and your family. Clements & Keene Insurance, 272-8019.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're joined by Leanne Evans. Most people in our community know you, Leanne. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the opportunity to have your son come in and share with our community. Now, I know you have a lot to say about him and his growth in the Lord and
Yeah.
his experience here in our community. What do you think he would say about his experiences here in Dublin, Lawrence County, going to Trinity Christian School
Well,
and here?
He loved Trinity. He started going to Trinity in 9th grade, and the reason he started going is because my daughter had been there since kindergarten, and he decided, hey, I like the family atmosphere and all, and his class happened to have some great athletes in it, and he, wanted to play ball, and they actually had a great program out there during the time he was there, and I think they still do and all. Yes. But like I said, so in 9th grade, in the middle of summer, he goes, hey, I want to go to Trinity. So it's like, okay, so he started out there, and through the Bible classes that he had out there, I feel like that was very instrumental into his faith. I feel like that really helped him to understand and go forward with what he's doing now.
How wonderful. It makes you proud. I know it does when our children do well in life, and follow the Lord.
Right.
It's something to be proud of, no doubt about it. So tell us a little bit about right now and how you two got together and surmised this plan. We can have him come and speak to us.
Well, Carol and I worked together on her buying a house, and she is from Forsyth County, or up in where my daughter lived, and so anyway, she was interested in what my daughter and my son-in-law were doing. They're both teachers, as well as she was a teacher up there as well. And anyway, we started talking about our families, and I had, told him about Terry's professional baseball career, but that now he serves in another capacity in baseball, which is through ministry, and happens to serve as the Atlanta Braves chaplain. And like I said, he's with an organization called Unlimited Potential, which basically goes out and teaches other ball players how to witness and to train people into being disciples for Christ.
Hallelujah. That's strong.
They use their platform in a way that will teach people in other countries as well. This is more a mission work that they go out to. They've gone to 60 countries. Now, he hasn't gone to all of those, but there are other teams that do, and they join up with other missionaries in other countries and pretty much just have baseball clinics and then witness afterwards.
That's wonderful. Just have church.
Pretty much, and Bible study, yes.
Okay, so you knew this was the best idea for our community.
Oh, yes, and the more I've heard about it, his ministry, UPI, also has a phone app that you can put on your phone and see their sermons. They write about specific topics or parts of the Bible. There's a kind of a devotion part to it, and it's just a phone app that everyone can download. It's free for everyone, and so the more I find out about him, and the more I talk with her, the more
excited you'll be about it.
Oh, I know,
surely.
and it's just inspiring, and it's just exciting to know that sometimes I think we forget professional athletes and talented people need a ministry just as much as anyone does, and so it's just to know that he's a part of that.
So tell us about the opportunity for tickets, the date and time. You got it memorized?
Well,
oh yeah.
That's
well, and we also need to mention too that we usually try to have a little talent thing going on, so we do have some music that's going to be played while we eat, and then we also are going to have Gwen Davis, who's from Dublin. She is retired and has moved back here. She actually worked and helped in the Veterans Administration in Washington, D.C., and she worked with J. Roy Rowland up there, and now she's back in Dublin, and she's going to perform that night too, and do a kind of a mini little concert thing right before Terry speaks. So it's going to be a really fun night.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Good meal.
Yep.
Praise and worship.
Yep. Save the date. Yes, it's 3 days after Valentine's Day, so my husband's getting a ticket for Valentine's Day.
Well, there you go. You have that worked out,
Yeah, I
don't
do.
you?
I said you've got something to do February 17th, and he's really excited about it too, because
a real energetic speaker. There's no doubt about it.
yes, yep.
Yeah, and Terry is married to Tanner Cochran, who's here from Dublin, who was raised here, and she was a professional tennis player for a while. So we're hoping our 4 grandchildren from them are going to be have some college scholarships coming with 4 and all. But like I said, he did marry a Dublin girl.
So Tanner will be back.
Oh yeah, they're coming for the weekend. They do come and visit a good bit, so we get to see them a good bit. And Terry's right now on a plane from Arizona. They've done a men's retreat in Arizona with his UPI organization that he's with, where they get together and refresh and get ready for spring training.
So they just do a search online, anyone who wants to know a little bit more before attending.
Yeah.
Just look up UPI.
UPI.org, you can look that up, or also you can download their app, which is called Grow, Grow, through UPI. And if you want some kind of devotional or Bible study, you can go ahead and download that app. You'll have something right there. They've got something really great going on right now.
So speak to the people out there who may say, well, you know, that sounds all right and all, but encourage them to come that may be waffling a little bit.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
just don't get out that much.
Well, he's got a great testimony. I don't know exactly what he's going to say. You know, that's up to him and everything, but his testimony has really hit people where it needed to hit, so to speak, in a baseball term, if you want to say that. But like I said, and it happened to California, and you know how we over here kind of think of California terms, but there are Christian things that go on there as well, you know, and all. But he will explain his organization and explain, you know, how the Braves have what he does for them in the chaplain programs that he does there.
Might have a few humorous stories to share too. Right?
Oh, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. You know, and everything. Like I said, there's a lot of funny things that go on.
Yeah. So we keep the information at the bottom of the screen so you'll be able to know the date, the time, and what type of entertainment that there'll be each and every year. It's a wonderful event, and I'm sure it's going to be the same this year. We're really excited about it. Look forward to covering it. Carol, thank you for coming. Leanne, thank you.
Thank you for having us and giving us this avenue to get this message out and our word out so we can make it a fun evening for everyone. I think it'll be good, really good. We're really excited.
I'm sure. Thanks again, and thank you for joining us right here.